Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to day 3 of LEGOthon 2025. We are starting today with myself, CaptainPaxo, running LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4 Character Token Rush. With me on comms today, I have Seed.
Hello, I'm glad to be back on comms.
Good stuff, yeah. And I guess before we get started, quick thing about this category. This is from a New Game Plus file. And our goal is to collect all the collectible character tokens that we can during this game. So we start off with having completed any percent, you have to collect 1 out of the 167 characters. Over the course of this run, we will then collect 165 more tokens. The final token is locked behind collecting all the gold bricks, and is not technically a collectible, it's an unlock from a level, so it's not a collectible token, as it were. So also, as this is New Game Plus, we have the ability to turn on some extras. We've got Character Token Detector, Full Rescue, Extra Hearts, Invincibility, Fast Magic, and Fast Dig. And just quickly before we start, need to do one more thing, which is make sure I have the route up in the background.
Yeah, that will be helpful. This
That
is a
will definitely
pretty
be a good idea.
pretty new category, so yeah, invented specifically for this marathon run. So it's all brand new. Both me and Paxo, even Paxo the runner, are not as familiar with it as we would like to be, but hey.
It should still be a fun showcase. But yeah, I think we are good to go. So I'm going to hover over... Oh wait, first thing we need to do, actually, before we even start the run, we've got a bit of setup we need to do. And that is, I need to have Professor Quirrell on player 2. And the reason why we do this is Professor Quirrell has dark magic. And we need that for some of the early tokens that we're going to get. And the way we get Professor Quirrell is a little bit strange. We hit him with Transfig, and then immediately have control of him as player 2, when we technically shouldn't in the overworld. And then by having him on a dropped out player, we'll then be able to go into the level, and we'll be able to spawn as Quirrell in that level. So yeah, with that being said, we can now get started with the run. So time will start when I confirm my character. So it'll begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
And yeah, as Paxo starts here, so you'll notice that he has Quirrell, like he's explained how he got him. And this is very important because there is a character token, multiple in these levels that require you to have a dark magic character, which because this is a character token rush, Paxo currently doesn't have any dark magic characters because he hasn't collected any of the tokens. So by doing the glitch with Quirrell early, that's like the only way he can collect the token in this level, which is the one he's collecting on the right part of the screen right now. And just like that, that's our first level.
Yeah, so
Pretty quick.
Sorry. Yeah, one of the very fun
Yeah.
things with this run is you kind of build up your save file as you go. So we played, oh, I did that wrong. Oh, that's, okay, that's fun. We got the controller lock up there, but that's okay. We build up the save file as we go, so kind of starting off, I'm choosing individual levels which I know we will need, like certain characters, certain abilities, which we can get from those levels. As part of that, we have to go again back into the Leaky Cauldron to get Professor Quirrell again, because we need another dark magic thing for the character token in 2-5. So we grab him quickly here. And then we can go back. We are playing 2-5 for... Oh, who is it we played? I think we played 2-5 for Lucius, if I remember correctly. Lucius Malfoy.
I can neither confirm or deny that, but that's probably what it is, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll also notice, you want to enable extras again, by the way.
Oh, yes, good point.
You'll also notice that Paxo is using the character token detector, which is the extra that is maybe not really seen in speedruns, But it's just like a so basically makes gives you an easier time in this speed run because it just shows you exactly where everything is in case you forget. Obviously, Paxo has most of this memorized, but just in case, it's a good thing to have, really. Just like that, we have first two tokens of this level, and now Paxo needs to make his way over to the next room, which is the Aragog fight, and the last character token of this level is in that room. And that, I believe, also requires dark magic and unlocks a dark magic character.
I believe this last one is Reducto.
Oh, maybe. That might be true, actually.
I think we only
I'm
need
thinking
dark
of a...
magic for that cabinet. Because one of the
That might
quirks of
might be a
having
different room.
the Quirrell transfig is if you switch off of Quirrell. There we go. If you switch off of Quirrell to any other character, then you can't switch back to him in the same room. So we have to be very careful with our kind of character management throughout these levels. But now we're through that level. 1-1, we don't need Quirrell at all. Instead, we will be doing a new super jump tech. If you want to explain that quickly, Seed.
Yeah, of course. So if you were watching the 5 for 7 run yesterday, this is exactly the same tech. Basically, Paxo gets into a spot where the AI character will get stuck and auto jump out, and when he calls back in, the player gets a second super jump for some reason, and that just goes in a random direction, not intended by the developers. And so you can just skip the first room, which happened like about 15 seconds ago, but I just couldn't explain it fast enough. This tech is really flashy, and it just happens so fast. So yeah, not really a lot of room for explaining, but we'll see maybe some of those later down the run. I'm not sure, but I believe there's at least one more.
Yeah, we will see one more in the next level.
Okay, that's good to know.
Um,
Yeah, and there's 3 tokens in each level. There's 2 in this very like corner here. I guess the opposite corners here, and they're both the same thing. Shoot a chest and gives you a token. Very creative level design here. There's actually a lot of tokens that are just a reducto lock on a chest for some reason.
yeah, I think we've already collected about 3 of those kind of tokens so far, and we get another one in this next room as well. Which we just hit with the mining.
That's actually funny that there's 3 of those in the same level.
Yeah. They chose to not have any dark magic on 1-1 at all, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, the final level we have to play before we go shopping and actually buy the characters that we've collected to be able to complete everything else is this level, 3-3. And
yeah.
this
What is the token you're getting in this level?
It is Grey Lady, actually.
Ah,
So
that's right, yeah.
Grey Lady, one of the most broken characters for Harry Potter years 5 through 7 because you can effectively fly anywhere with her. Is also useful in this speedrun as well, but mostly, or only because she is a Ravenclaw character. We need a Ravenclaw character specifically to enter Ravenclaw Dormitory in the hub. That is the only reason we need Ravenclaw, but there's a very large limitation on the amount of house characters that actually spawn in the levels. Most of them are left to the overworld, which means we have to get Grey Lady here, which is a bit slow for this level because it means we kind of have to do a hybrid replay story, free play kind of strategy to be able to complete this level, but it does mean we yeah, we can basically one-visit the shop. The shop takes a long time, so being able to one-visit that is a huge benefit to this category.
Yeah, for some reason this game, you'll guess we'll see that in a second. This game has like the worst possible shop design for the characters, because it kind of uses the same style as the first couple of games did, like Lego Star Wars and Lego Batman, except it scrolls about 5 times slower, which is really not that fun. But before that, Pax is gonna make his way over to Nocturne Alley, just kind of one visit this area, and you get Igor Karkarov, which is a a character that is a former Death Eater, but he doesn't have dark magic, if I remember correctly,
Yes, that's correct.
which is really interesting. But hey, we're not the ones to question the game. And yeah, now I believe will make his way to the shop.
Yeah, so we have 2 tokens to collect in the shop, one of which on this bottom bit here, and we can overlap the collection of one with the spawning of the other, to be able to make it as quick as possible. And then, yeah, that is basically our quote-unquote, like, overworld kind of leaky cauldron hub area. That's already that cleared out, which is very nice. But now we get to go shopping, and I need to remember the characters we are buying. We need to get Draco Malfoy, Lucius Malfoy, Fang, Grip Hook, and Grey Lady. That's Fred. I'm also doing a small bit of tech in this shop itself, where I am holding right with the joystick and then mashing right with the D-pad. And sometimes that allows you to just like slightly kind of double skip some of these character scrolls, which saves a little bit of time. It's a very small amount of time that it saves, but you know, it does add up. That
Yeah, for sure.
should be shopping complete.
Yeah, I was looking at the characters. That looks like all of them, and we actually have seen some of this tech already in the first 2 levels where we just had Fang out of the like from the level design. But Fang is bought for more than one reason. Not only is he our digging character for the rest of the game. I mean, he's one of the only characters that can even dig. I mean, might be even the only one. You're supposed to mostly use a pet for that, but not only is he used for that, but we also see a really broken piece of tech, not in this level, but in multiple levels to come after this one. And while I was talking here, Pax already got 2 tokens in that first room, and then just going to the last room here to shoot another Reducto lock, who would guess, and get the last token.
Yeah, that Reducto lock's a little bit more inventive because it's in the cabinet, but that's about as far as the creativity went with this. We'll get to see the Fang jumping tech that Seed explained right here, though. One other thing in free play, which is very useful compared to replay story, is kind of your character locations when you have a dropped out character and not permanent. So what I'm going to be doing here, hopefully, is by dropping out player 2 on this side, I'll be able to re-drop in player 2 all the way over here, and should just spawn kind of directly to where I am, like so.
There we go.
Which means we can effectively get 2 Fang jumps for the price of 1 to bring both characters over, which is very useful. And then I'm setting up for a Lumos jump up here, which I don't think we've explained yet.
I don't believe so.
If you want to go with that.
Yeah, I guess. This game, normally you're only supposed to jump once. Every single character in this game has just a single jump. But if you go into the Lumos spell and then take out your I don't know how it's supposed to explain. You basically cast Lumos, and you switch off to a different spell, the game will give you a second jump if you jump right after that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's something with kind of Lumos taking you into a different state. But yeah, it's very nice. It makes this game really broken because when the game is designed around you only being able to single jump, the ability to double jump really just like makes a lot of things just trivial. And not only that, but we also have some more examples of the Fang jumps here. It's basically just an infinite wall climbing glitch. You can, if you switch to Fang up against the wall, you can just keep jumping infinitely as long as the wall goes up, because Fang has a larger hitbox and he like clips into the wall slightly. And yeah, also a tech where like it almost makes in free play Lumos jumping obsolete, just because you can scale everything. You don't even need to worry about getting a double jump.
Yeah, a lot of the times where you'll see me Lumos jumping instead, it will either be for distance or for kind of places where I'm doing 1P2C, one player, two controller movement, just because it's easier to Lumos jump than to try and start a Fang jump for me. But a lot of the time we can just Fang jump, and Fang tends to kind of single player solo through some of the sections as well. But yeah, we were about to finish off year 1 in free play, so we got 3 more tokens to collect in this level. And these ones, they decided to hide 2 in the exact same room, in the exact same way as well. So there's 2 on the chessboard, which are both hidden behind dark magic, which we'll see in a little bit. If you couldn't tell by now, Lucius Malfoy is our dark magic character, so Lucius is given dark magic as a former Death Eater, but for some reason Karkaroff is not. I have no idea why.
Yeah, and then also Snape does, which is questionable.
Controversial, that.
Yeah. And what you might notice about the pacing of this run is that these levels, most of them, maybe not this one, most of them are just like insanely quick. It's just a couple of things you need to do to get all 3 tokens, and then you can just exit. This pacing will kind of slow down once we get to the Hogwarts section of this run, because there's, I want to say, about the even amount of tokens in the levels and in the hub, and in the hub is just like way larger than the levels, so there's gonna be a lot more collecting going on, but in a little bit of a slower fashion, let's just say that much. We already got a glimpse of that in the Leaky Cauldron and Diagon Alley. Or on Nocturne Alley, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, there's 3 tokens per level, so 72 tokens in the levels themselves, and then 165 minus 72, 93 tokens in the overworld. So there is more in the overworld, and they also take longer to collect, because each time you get the character token collection animation, you're stationary for a few seconds. And that can, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, which is really interesting, because if you can move while collecting a token in the level, and what stopped them from allowing you to do that in the hub, it's just kind of an annoyance when you think about it. But hey, that's how the game is.
That is certainly how the game is. That is a way to describe it. We're going to see a cool piece of tech in this next room known as a pet recall, which I think I'm going to go for here. And what we've got to do for this is, first off, collect this token, and then I'm going to Fang jump up against this wall. And with Hermione, well, if I can land in the right spot. With Hermione, I'm going to put my pet down just about somewhere here. That should work. And then run to the other side of the door and recall Crookshanks. And basically, if you make sure that the line of that recall goes through a door or a transition that's active, then you're able to just skip through and continue on to the next room. So we use that there.
Yeah, instead of the recalling being a seamless teleport back to your character, it's just like it just basically takes you in a straight line and hits transitions on the way, which is really interesting as well. It's like pretty much the only example in any LEGO game is or of this sort of thing is in this game. And you'll see some gliding here. Basically, Paxo made a Fang jump and then just repeatedly switched his characters. And for some reason in this game, if you switch your characters in free play while above a floor, you just can not infinitely, but you can stall your falling speed a bit. No idea why, but it is also useful because if you're traversing a large gap, it just makes it way easier to do that if you can just stall the fall. Right here, we will see Paxo drop out this player 1, and that actually skips a camera pan. There's gonna be one more of that at the end of this room as well. But basically, These camera pans, they stop your movement for a couple of seconds while they happen. But if you drop out once if you drop out once you're about to lose movement, you can regain it before the camera pan is supposed to be over. And it just so happens, it's usually frame perfect, but in this level it just so happens that it's not. So it's just really easy, and Paxo took advantage of that twice. And that's the last token here in this level. How many levels have we gone through so far, do you know?
So this is going into 2-3, so we've done 8 plus... No, not that one. 8 plus 2, 5 plus 3, 3, so we've done 10 so far.
Alright, so we're almost at the halfway point of the levels. This room, no skip in sight, we just have to, or Paxo just has to want to see his way through. The objective here is to just make a polyjuice potion, and you need to find the required ingredients around the bathrooms here. There is one token on the very right, behind a reducto wall. Very, very simple one. It's, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say it's very simple, but also very easy to forget.
Oh. I guess it's a bit of an... Yeah, you don't really think about it much because it's on your screen a lot, so... Might be the factor here. It is important to note that a lot of these tokens, they do just seem like they're insanely easy to collect. Like, you just should collect them on your first playthrough of the level every single time if you were playing it casually, but this is actually not the case because the Reducto spell, which is needed for all of these, is unlocked at a very late point in the game, so even though right now Paxo has that spell on every single character, that's not the case when you're just playing the game casually for the first, like, couple of hours of the gameplay.
Yeah, I think I looked at it, and there was only, like, 2 levels maybe that you could one visit from, like, collecting all the tokens in story. The rest of them had at least one token that was locked behind some kind of spell. Also, we get to deal with some fun RNG now. I didn't get the token.
Yeah, so this Moaning Myrtle fight, which is also a token you get in this level, it's Myrtle throws objects at you, and there's a random chance, like you can see right there, that the object she throws is a silver. Oh, there we go again. And you can't magic the silver objects back at her because that's just how it is. It's an RNG element in this phase. Paxo isn't right now. There's a 25% chance for every object to be a silver, and in this last phase it's a 50% chance, and 50% is kind of brutal. Hopefully we won't see that a lot. Only had 2 in this phase so far.
There's always got to be some element to marathon luck.
Yeah, no, this is really the bane of existence of every runner of this game. It's just getting to this level halfway into the run and just dealing with what RNG you get. This section, no tokens inside here, so Paxo, he's gonna just do a Fang jump to get to the strength handle. It's a really weird one because it doesn't let you do that a lot.
Come on, game. There we go.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, for some reason, the collision just above that spot is way more restrictive than a lot of other kind of, well, most other collisions in the game. So that one, you kind of have to fight a bit more to get it to work. But yeah, we get to see the use of grip hook here, actually for both character tokens in this section. The second character token is kind of annoying here because it's actually beyond where the regular finish for the level is. You have to go slightly further to be able to get it, which is a little bit annoying for this category, but we'll be making our way up just here. And yeah, it's just here.
Yeah, there we go. I also did notice that one of the tokens you collect in this level is called Vocalist, and I'm not really sure who that is supposed to be, but hey, this game and its characters uh,
It's
are interesting sometimes.
it's something that this game and Super Mario Odyssey have in common in the fact you actually form a band with, you know, the 100%. In Super Mario Odyssey, it's the form of moons to be able to assemble the band, but we just get the character tokens. So there's vocalist, bassist, guitarist, and drummer. I think are all in
Oh,
random locations or different locations
interesting.
throughout the run.
I did not know. I haven't 100% this game in a while, so that's an interesting fact.
Yeah, I know they exist, but I've never used any of them. I have no idea what they do.
Yeah, no, they probably do nothing. Probably just a Muggle
Yeah, that's what
character.
I'm thinking.
Right here, also no skip for this section that Paxo can do. So just playing this, mostly intended except for the part at the beginning where he just clipped Crookshanks into the piping there.
Yeah. While we have a bit of downtime here, it's probably a good place to say we do have an incentive going on for this game right now, which needs to be met by the end of the run. By the time the run is done, we have got to raise another $25.90, and then if we do that, then I will play the bonus levels in this game, but with the ice rink extra turned on, which makes the floors really slippery and makes it a lot more difficult. So yeah, if we meet that incentive, then I will be doing that after this run. But in the meantime, we're just gonna finish this level. Or finish this room anyway, and then we fall down, and I've parked Crookshanks on top of this kind of bathroom area, so that Crookshanks actually falls down into the camera pan, or into the room trigger, as the level ends, or during the camera pan even. And that saves a surprising amount of time. It's a good few seconds.
Yeah, that camera pan really shows you the entire animation of the Chamber of Secrets door opening. And you have two tokens in the exact same spot requiring the exact same thing, which is, at this point, is just shameless. Uh, but hey, it's pretty convenient for the speedrun here. Meanwhile, with player one, Paxo made his way to the end of the room, and now he just needs to, I believe, do that vault in the back there for the last token.
Yeah, so small bit of tech here. I'm actually... Riddle should normally walk over there, or not be over there, but like warp over there and stop you from accessing that vault early. But if you walk into him with player one and kind of keep player one in his activation range in the middle, he never warps over to the side to stop player two. Otherwise, you'd have to play basically half of that boss fight to be able to get through it. But we can just skip that, which is very nice. Saves a good chunk of time.
That is interesting, yeah. This is a really weird room. This is a fight with this book, and there's absolutely nothing in this room. It barely has any studs. There's no collectibles, no crests, no character tokens. It very much seems like this was like a last minute decision to even include this in the game. And yeah. So all Paxo needs to do here is just do some very auto-scroller gameplay to finish the fight, and that actually takes him to the actual part of the level.
Yeah, I think already halfway through this boss fight, I've pretty much 100%ed the room. So there really isn't much to do in here, but that's fine. It gives a bit of a breather, a bit of downtime. And we've got one more phase to go. But then when we go
this
into
is
the
actually...
next... Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that this is actually a level that in the all crests category, you can visit this in story. You can get every single crest in this level in story, and I'm pretty sure it's like intended to do that, or close to anyway. And that's really, really cool. You can get the tokens. This one right here on the right, of course. Dark magic, as you can see.
I lost track of where Lucius was in my roster there.
Yeah, that's a thing that happens a lot when doing free play stuff in LEGO games. It's just keeping track of the characters, and the character reveals, especially in this game, are not always the same. Oh yeah, it looks like all 3 tokens in this level require dark magic. Yeah, so that's interesting. You can get all the crests intent like just it's just intended to get all the crests in story, but none of the tokens are even remotely close to being possible.
Yeah, I think even if we found a way to like get past that last train compartment or anything, it wouldn't do anything because I think the token spawns based on the dark magic lock being active.
Yeah,
We have a cool
most likely.
section here though. I'm going to be doing a full stall with Fang up here to kind of skip a load of platforming stuff. Okay, well, okay, I thought that got me halfway, but I didn't quite get the respawn on the collision, so we'll go again. These full stalls are a little bit weird. They can just drop occasionally for seemingly no reason. Okay, well, I'll just park myself here and use this then, can I? If it's gonna
Yeah,
respawn.
that's is it just not gonna do that? That's interesting. I've
Okay,
never seen that before.
well, that's fun, I guess. I'm going to do this with P2 then. Hopefully we have a bit better
Okay,
luck on this. I've never
that
seen that before.
yeah, no, me neither. The platform is just supposed to respawn if it doesn't like if you just drop it into the void. But I guess it just didn't that time. Maybe it respawned in the void. Who knows really?
I'm getting so many drops on these full stalls. This is impressive.
Maybe you're pressing the buttons on the same frame. That's probably it.
Oh yeah, that's a
Ah,
lot
there we
better.
go.
Still didn't make it though. We'll get there.
This is actually not that easy. I have done this myself. I can confirm.
There we go.
There we go. Yep.
Got there in the end. And then we pick up the token here with Lucius, and then keep going on our way up. We do a Fang jump around those stairs.
That's interesting that that worked. It looked like you were gonna die.
Yeah, it really did.
Oh, interesting. A reductor lock into a magic usage. That's new. Never seen that before.
Yeah, they hit that one
The
a little bit better. I think.
Yeah, last token is in the last room, I believe, right?
Yes. But before that, we've got a couple of rooms which we completely skip through. I mean, you skip through these in any percent as well, but with Fang, it is significantly faster to be able to do these skips. And then we have to go and chase this guy who's got our token. And, okay. Well, this is interesting. There we go. There's one shot there. Eventually, he'll become active for the second shot. And then the final shot, we have to reveal this snake to be able to reveal the token, which is another form of Draco, which is interesting.
Yeah, there's like a thing in the Harry Potter games where there's like multiple tokens for the same character, but just in different clothes basically, or where yeah, just wearing something different. They didn't really do that a lot. I mean, the character token concept like was only for the Harry Potter games. But even like still the multiple characters with just like different costumes wasn't really done a lot in other LEGO games. And here we have a really cool and difficult skip. So Paxo did a Fang jump to get over that wall, and now he's trying to land himself halfway in, halfway out of bounds. Put Crookshanks down, and he's gonna do one of those pet recalls to hit that transition. Very nicely done. Skipping that entire Whomping Willow boss fight, I guess.
Yeah, that's not an easy skip. I'm very happy to get that second try. And we just make the cycle in here as well. That's very nice. We're going to use another spell here. We're going to use Transfig to, again, manipulate our hitbox with player 2. So the player 2 can actually sneak underneath these vines. We lift one of them so that we can access the right spot. And then Hermione turns back from Transfig and is able to just fit underneath the vines. That's a very nice small time save we can add.
Yeah, and this there is one more token in this level that's in the last room, and this is a boss fight with Scabbers, or a Wormtail. And this is completely unskippable, but all it really is, this fight, is just shooting objects in this room until you get a piece from each one of them, and you can build the trap here with the cheese.
Always
There's also
have
a
to
purple
get the,
stud there.
yeah, always have to get that 10,000 studs. It's rude not to.
Interesting. I never get it in my runs. I just jump in place once the boss fight finishes, but I guess it is something you can do if you're bored.
I think my all-crest muscle memory takes over for that one.
But yeah, that's true. In categories where you want the studs, that's definitely a good one to get.
Yeah. So we're going to see another ability here, which we don't actually have a character for right now, and that is Mandrake Handling. Normally for, you know, if you're doing a free play run or something of this game, you'll have either Crumbshark or Death Eater in your character roster. And they have a hood on them, so they are immune to the Mandrake Screams. Our characters, none of the characters we have right now have that property. Instead, what we have to do is we have to go into these wardrobes to be able to then handle the Mandrakes. Which does lose a bit of time, but it's quicker than going out of our way to pick up Death Eater or Crumbshark, because they're in levels where it's basically takes a lot more time lost than you gain back to collect them.
Yeah, it's just a really small time save you can have if you have the characters, but it doesn't really make sense to go out of your way to get them. I don't really have much to say about this level. You can see that Paxo is basically doing everything intended, except for that fang jump to get up there a little bit quicker. But there's no like big skips in this level. And fun fact about this level, this is the only level in all of LEGO games that doesn't have a single room transition. Doesn't have any reload transition or a out of bounds door, or even an intended door to take you to a different part of the level. It's just there's just nothing, which is really crazy.
I guess because everything in this level ends with cutscenes, or is like punctuated by cutscenes.
Yeah, but there's not even reloads, and that's normally there's normally one in every single room, like without fail, really. And yeah, last token, or last two tokens, I guess, in this room. And the last one, you just need to do that really long fang jump. I don't know why they put a 6 feet tall wall. Maybe actually it's more like probably like 15 feet tall, and to block you from that last couple of rocks, because all it had to be is like a really small invisible wall. But hey, we can still fang jump, so it doesn't do its job, which is good for us. Speaking of fang jumps, this is a quite notorious one. You need to jump on this really thin collision here, and you can hopefully fall stall to reach that character token there on the bottom. But there's a giant invisible wall in Paxo's way that he can't fang jump over, so he has to just like jump over it normally. But that was very nicely done second try. And kinda makes his way over to the next room here by fang jumping from this wall. You can just get behind the door to the next room. Oh, another reducto lock, excellent. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
And then, yeah, to cross this kind of gap, you're meant to normally 1p2c with one character on each side to be able to get across, but with Fang and using some quite precise Fang jumps just into the side wall, we're able to skip that, which saves a decent bit. You'll notice as well on every single... Oh, that's unfortunate. On every single movement section where I can, I'll be switching to Fang, because Fang is... I believe it's like 25% faster than any other character.
Yeah, I believe it's exactly 25%.
Yeah, some of the characters have different movement speeds, but...
Yeah, Most characters have just a default 100% speed, and then Fang has 125%, I believe.
I think there's some
And
smaller ones. I think like
yeah,
Crookshanks has 1.15 and Grippic has 0.9 or something, but...
oh, I should say I didn't know Grip was slower. Yeah, and now we're on to the last year here, year 4, just 6 more levels to go. Yeah, 6 more levels, which is, if I can do math, it's no, that's not it, it's 18 tokens in the levels.
Yep.
And after that we're going to the Hogwarts section, which I would say is a bit more interesting, perhaps, and definitely a lot longer.
Definitely a lot longer. It's where the majority of the time is on this run. But, yeah, it's a lot more nuanced, I think, the overworld section compared to this kind of stuff. But yeah, I find it really fun just to have the switch between the two in a category. There aren't very many collectible categories where you can switch between both the overworld and the levels without doing a full 100% run. So it's nice to have that kind of variation in there. Plus we get levels like this. This level is absolutely fantastic in this category. I absolutely love it. Because it is pure fang jumping, platforming.
Yeah, in normal 100% run, this split is 1p2c hell. Or even in all crests, which just gets the four crests, it's still some 1p2c hell. But in this category, Paxo can just make his way over to the end of the room, gets 2 tokens on the way, doesn't need to do anything with player 2, which is extra nice because 1p2c is really cool, but in free play it's insanely difficult to do everything, as you not only need to manage where you're going, your spells, but also your character wheel. So every bit of just one player movement where you can just focus on that is quite a nice break, let's say that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The character wheel kind of logic in this game is very strange. It kind of requires its own kind of essay on it, but the base principle is that you've got some randomness in there between some characters, but the idea is you have your story characters from each of the levels appearing first. Then you have all your ability characters, such as your dark magic, your strength, if you have mandrake handling, all those kind of ones. And then you have your house characters at the end of the wheel. So I can kind of improvise what characters I need at any one time and kind of roughly find the area, even if I don't know the precise character or where precisely any character I need is. But yeah, we've got a bit of platforming here. We're going to try and do this Lumos jump, which we clip into a bit of collision to get up to the upper platform, like so. And then I'm going to drop out player 2 here, because I'm going to be going for a warp, which saves a tiny bit of time if I can get it. So hopefully what will happen here, I think I messed it up a little bit, but basically the other Fang, the non-playing Fang, can die, and then we'll respawn way far in front, and then we can use that to switch quickly and be able to grab the token. Didn't quite get it that time, because Fang kind of clipped into the wall while climbing, but not too bad either way. And yeah, we've got 3 levels to go.
Also tends to be a little bit random how far he warps. Maybe not random, but it's inconsistent enough where just not really reliable every time.
Yeah, it's kind of
Paxo does need to do this room. Just does need to complete this first room, because annoyingly the last token, you have the first 2 here just like for free, but the last one is in the next room, so does need to do all of this. Oh, it didn't quite get. Oh, okay, you did get it. Nice.
Yeah, you want to shoot all 3 sinks during the same camera pan in that section, but the game can be quite annoying with your kind of positioning and then your targeting for it. So to be able to get that is a surprisingly good amount of time save. And then we put these shells into, I guess, the bath or whatever it is that's here to access the prefect's bathroom. And then we have one reducto lock again, which we need to hit to be able to free the token.
Yes, excellent. This is the reducto lock that you can actually get in story though, because you do have reducto at this point.
Yeah,
That's a cool fact.
Yeah, part of the reason why they, I think, hid even more stuff behind dark magic, meaning you kind of have to complete the story first. But yeah, now we get the mandatory underwater level for...
One of those. I will say, in this game, it's actually pretty cool. It's maybe not amazing if you're trying to memorize every single collectible, but it is quite cool. Paxo's gonna be using grip hook of all characters to just straight up clip into the floor, because this level is like supposed to be 2D, but you have multiple planes basically. But some characters' animations just like ignores the 2D, so yeah, you just clip in, and it's really cool because now he can just swim with the dog under the entire room, and he just got that one.
Oh, nearly overshot it. That would have been bad. You can softlock if you go too far there, so we would have had to redo the level, but we are all good.
And then yeah, he just clipped back in to be able to hit the transition. And doing the same thing again, kind of clipping with grip hook. It's very, very easy. You just attack in the corner and you clip out. It's don't really need to know how to do it pretty much. It's quite funny that's how it works. And this is the last room. Just need to collect this token that you usually even get in any percent just by accident. Shooting everything in the room, you will accidentally shoot that chest. And on to the last level in our level section of this run here. This one of the, I would say, longer levels in this game, but we will have some skips here. So for this maze section, you can do a pet recall on this left side here to just skip the entire intended maze section. The game wants you, as you will see in this part of the maze, because this one is a little bit harder to skip, so he will just do it normally. The game basically makes you build the statue, and then once you build it, it shows you where you need to go. And only after you do the intended sequence does it allow you to exit the maze. But the transition is always there, so a pet recall is just enough to hit it. Because pet recalls have some really weird system where even if you hit two transitions with pet recall at once, it will prioritize the one that you hit like second instead of being logical and prioritizing the one that you hit first. So that's what allows that skip to work there. And now he just makes his way with Lucius to this dig spot, which has a token, and also needs to destroy two more plants to get a second token, and the last one is in the last room. And there's a lot of arrows in this room, and that's because the arrows don't disappear once you hit the correct flowers. Actually, I was mistaken. There is that's the last token.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, maybe not. Hold on.
Was it not?
I am one short. I think it was the first one in that room. You need to use Ridiculous on a Boggart, which you can barely see in 2-player. And then...
Oh yeah, the first one.
Yeah, you need to use Ridiculous on that. And then it is very hidden as to whether you actually collect it or not. So I think we have to go back and grab it.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of a crest in the last room. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Fortunately, like I said, this maze section, because you can skip the first and the last maze. It's pretty quick, so doesn't is not a huge time loss here. Yeah, that's the token right there. Annoyingly, you do need to wait on this cycle because it doesn't allow you to jump over it. It just like it will kill you. There we go.
Yeah, it's...
So that is the free play section.
Yep, and now we move on to the overworld cleanup section. And we will start off with Gryffindor. We're going to start off with the houses first. So we grab our first token here, which is very stealthily hidden behind the sofa.
Mm-hmm.
We just collect it like so. Then we get to see the first use in the next room. We'll see the first use of Hermione's Time Turner, which is
Oh, that's true.
an ability you get in any percent, but never use at all technically. It is used to rewind certain areas though, so that you can like play them in a slightly different state, and then they have slightly different unlockables. So there's a few of them dotted around the overworld. We have our first one here.
Yeah, it's basically they just added more content. They wanted to add more content, but they didn't have like room for more rooms in the castle, so just kind of made some rooms have two different states with the time turn, which is a pretty cool and unique concept, I guess. There's only a couple of those. I want to say there's like 4 or 5, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. And a very annoying thing about the hub in this game is that you need to use the Polyjuice potion here to get a character you want. But it's not like Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7 where you just use the Polyjuice potion once and it gives you a lot of characters you can switch between. No, you need to, in this game, you need to, every single time you want to switch to a different character, you need to drink the Polyjuice and pick that character. Which is not ideal, but hey, Paxo is very well aware of this and he made the route around that, so it's not that bad once you know what exactly you need at every point.
Yeah, I just gotta hope I can remember it really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we kind of in this Ravenclaw dorm, we started the spawning for this token on the left by shooting that chest on the way up, but it takes ages to resolve itself, so we can actually go into kind of the secondary sub area before then coming back to collect the token, because it kind of keeps on going about the spawning process in the background. We do that in a couple of places actually, where it's just a little bit quicker to just focus on something else while while a different token is going on. I need to switch here. And I'm going to be switching player 1 to Draco, because after Hufflepuff we will be going to Slytherin. Unfortunately Draco's on a cycle here. There we go.
Yeah, and in this game they actually have a dormitory for every one of the houses. In Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7, they didn't bother with that. There's only one for Gryffindor for some reason, and then I guess because you just never enter it in story, they didn't make it. But yeah, in this game, there's a lot more of these, so it's really cool. A lot of stuff to explore.
Yeah, interesting thing with Hufflepuff in particular is Hufflepuff is the only house which has like a sub-area attached to the sub-area for the overworld stuff. So we're actually in room 2 of 3 for Hufflepuff. Each room has one single token. But we need to use this Mandrake to open the way to the next room. Like so. Oh, thank you, Malfoy. Very cool. This platform thing can kind of mess with your positioning to mean it's a little bit annoying to actually put the Mandrake down in the pot that you need to open the thing, but got it second try, so it's okay.
Hufflepuff girl. As you can see, they got really inventive with some of these names. We have Gryffindor boy, Hufflepuff girl. There's probably a Gryffindor girl as well. I haven't been really paying attention. The best one I believe is boy. There's just a boy, right?
Yes, yeah,
Or
there
there
is
was like a yeah.
boy, and then of course we have the 4 pieces of the band as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I need now? I think I need Lucius. No, I don't. I need Fang. Nearly forgot that. There's one character token in here which requires Fang. And it's in this first room. Again, we will probably spawn it now, but we are not going to collect it yet. Because it's a little bit out of the way for what we want to do.
Yeah, and I guess this is like this room here is the reason why Paxo got Draco. It's because you need a Slytherin character to open this door to the dormitory, and Draco just happens to be the easiest one to get there, or to get for that. And I guess this was exactly the same with the other dormitories. I just forgot to mention it.
Yeah, but interestingly, we can't use Lucius on the door to Slytherin, which would be far more useful if we could. But instead we have to buy Draco for that reason and that reason only. There's kind of a lot of one-time use cases for characters that we buy, especially the house characters. They are purely for accessing the relevant house's dorm, and then we just have them kind of in the way the rest of the time. We don't need them again.
Yeah, but the upside is you get to play as Draco and Lucius in the same party, which you wouldn't really see anywhere else because it's just not really useful. But in this category, it's actually required, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so now we have a bit of a long trek back to the previous Polyjuice potion because we want to get a dark magic character for the next section. The next section we are going to be going up to Dumbledore's office, and basically if you forget a dark magic character all the way up top in Dumbledore's office, then you have to come all the way back down the stairs, which takes a long time. We will have a stair climbing segment just now.
Yeah, the side effect of not being able to freely switch characters in the hub is that fang jumping is impossible, because it requires you to switch to Fang while up against the wall, but Paxo's just not able to do that here, so does need to climb the stairs the intended way. There's also a room here, Muggle Studies, right behind that door, which we'll be entering right now. This is a room that does this even appear in the movie? I don't think so.
I don't think it would have any reason to.
Yeah, probably does in the books in some way, shape, or form.
I think it's mentioned, but yeah, I don't think it's ever used explicitly. But
Yeah,
we need to just shoot some things, and then we can grab the token.
Yeah, it's also a room that you just don't visit in story, at all. It's just there to have collectibles, and it's also a room that they got rid of in 5 through 7 as well, which is interesting.
Oh, got the unfortunate camera pan of the next set of stairs being lowered. We don't care about that next set of stairs because there's no character token at the top. It is just a student empowerment, and I believe something that helps you with a gold brick.
I think there's like a painting with the Quidditch that gives you something. Yeah.
But yeah, instead we get this room, and this room is really awkward because we do not have split screen in this room. Which means I've kind of got to imagine both characters are kind of attached to each other by a small piece of string or something. And that if that string gets extended too far, then obviously we won't be able to move with them kind of through the room. So I've got to make sure that my management of characters is good. if we do get to the point where we end up accidentally off-screening one of the characters and forcing an auto-drop in, then that causes what's known as a controller lockup, which if you're here for the start of the run, I accidentally did while trying to go into the second level. And basically what that does is it drops all inputs on one of your controllers and drops in a ghost controller, which you can't then move. So you have a dropped-in character that you can't control at all, and it's just a surefire way to get a soft lock, basically.
Yeah. Also, this room is annoying for one more reason. Paxo, I kind of saw him there, had to make the strength potion, even though he has Fang, which is a strength character, and that's because the strength handle on top that he used just doesn't like spawn in properly unless you make the potion for some reason. Even though you absolutely, are expected to have a strength character at this point in the game. Pretty weird design choice here, but it is what it is. Needs to make his way down now. There's no way to just drop from the stairs. There's a lot of kill planes surrounding this this whole area, so the game wants you to just fall down the stairs, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And after all the character manipulation and stuff we've done, this is now kind of the character roster we're going to be sticking with for a little bit as we make our way into the library. This is basically the best way we can cover almost every ability possible in the game. The only one we're missing with this roster is a strength handle character. Oh, sorry, not strength handle, is a vault character like Grip Hook. Because Grip Hook's the only one in the game that can do that. Thankfully, there's only like one place, I think, in this run in the overworld where we use Grip Hook, so it's not too bad.
Do you need him for the one of the classrooms?
Yeah, divination.
Yeah. Small skip there to get up to that token without doing the intended thing, and don't even ask me what the intended thing is. But you can just Lumos jump from those books there, while also waiting for that radio there to give you a token in the meantime.
Yep.
And you're supposed to make a... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a good point, actually. We did pass over an aging potion line where you're supposed to be an older character to be able to access this area, but of course, because we have Lucius already in our party, we have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. I guess this is the restricted section, right?
Yes, it is supposed to be.
I guess it would make sense that it has is it an age line? Is that what it's called?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, if I believe it's just like if a character in the code is classified as an adult, they just get a free pass. So like in contrast to Dumbledore's office, where they really wanted us to make the strength potion even though we had a strength character, here we can bypass the potion because we have a specific character. Wizard Red.
My favorite.
That's a cool one.
One of the few characters alongside Quirrell which you can actually transfig to in the overworld. Not that that's any use whatsoever, but small little fact, he's just a regular wizard, has the same regular amount of spells.
Yeah. There's also a Wizard Green, which is exactly the same, just green. In that kind of main room in the foyer corridor, Paxo did magic a couple of torches, I guess, lamps. You need to magic 9 of them, but he so far did about like a couple, I'm not sure how many, and he's gonna just do that later, but because they were in his way, he just got some of them.
I think I did 5 of them already, so I've got 1 more to do in that room, and then there's 3 in the outer courtyard, which we come back around and do later. But in the meantime, we've got to clear up kind of this, I guess, wing of the castle. So we're going to go from here and go up into the bathrooms and collect the 1 token that's in the bathrooms.
Also one below these stairs here. This is also just one that as a casual player you would get insanely early on. Basically as soon as you get access to these stairs, because they very much put it in a place where they want you to basically get it instantly. But yeah, for the sake of this this category, Paxo had to have a specific save file that doesn't have that collected.
Yeah, it was honestly more difficult to avoid it than to get it, I think.
Yeah, no. I can definitely see that.
But we head down here, got 1 more token to get just at the bottom here. Again, this is another one we split in half because the animation of, you know, getting the pieces out of the cabinet takes quite a decent while. So we just finished the book puzzle and then went directly in there instead. And then
yeah,
we can head down. I should do number 6 on the torches now, which should be this one in the bottom corner. Yes, okay, nice. And then...
And also, yeah, I was just gonna say that Paxo is now basically done with 2, like, whole sections of the castle already. So Paxo doesn't need to go back to the stairs area or the Great Hall, like, at all for the rest of this run, because that's all been cleared up. So now it's gonna be all the classrooms. This is the Wingardium Leviosa classroom. Yes, that's what it is.
Yep, and we get
there's Boy. And there's this hidden area with the dragon here. Is this the one that causes soft locks for casual players?
Maybe, I'm not sure. The one thing with this one though is we do have a better way of getting out than going through the dragon, because if you use the dragon, then you have to collect a gold brick on the way out. But instead we can just do a pet warp where we interrupt putting down the spell with Wingardium Leviosa on... Oh, sorry, interrupt putting down the pet with Wingardium Leviosa on that character, and the pet will warp to 0-0. We're going to do the same thing here once we've collected this token, but we're going to do it while Hermione is falling off the edge, and that's going to do what's known as a wrong warp, which means we should, hopefully... Okay, it didn't quite work, that's fine. We should get Hermione down to 0-0 on the map. Like so.
There we go. Yeah, because you're summoning your pet basically spawns in a completely different character. When that gets like interrupted in a way, they don't get a proper respawn point set, so they just warp to 0-0 because the game freaks out. And then normally what happens if you try to summon a pet when falling off the edges, the pet gets immediately recalled. So if you interrupt that while with Wingardium Leviosa, it warps the character, because it warps the pet, but the pet then gets recalled immediately, so you get the character there. Which is used a couple of times in any percent, more of a fun little small time save in this category, but hey, it's another cool piece of tech that this game is basically this is exclusive to this game, basically. Not even basically, it is just exclusive to this game.
Saves a lot more than you'd expect as well, in all honesty. It's a decent amount of time save. But yeah, we're now in this kind of lessons courtyard, which is a very, very large area. We're going to be spending a lot of time now going around these kind of sections. The first lesson we are going to is Transfig, which is one of the more simple ones. In fact, I will just be parking Hermione with Transfig just about here, and just spamming it at the oncoming test dummies that will be coming towards us. And this whole minigame, you're meant to be targeting the dummies, and then you need to get 3 in each lane to be able to progress. 3 in each lane will spawn a gold brick at the back, but then it will also spawn a token up the front. So we kind of spawn both at the same time. So you see 2 lanes have already been complete, so we should only get dummies spawning in the top lane now. It's good because it means we don't have to worry about RNG. And yeah, once these last couple have gone through, we should be done with this section. Like so. And we get Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, Transfiguration is a useless spell. Normally, it's just there because they learn it in the movie, but they just kind of put it as like a side mission that you can do for 100%. In any percent speedruns, it's actually really useful. In this one, maybe less so. But yeah, that whole classroom exists for that reason, and it just has that one side area where you can. It gives you an actual reason to use Transfiguration after unlocking it. So now Paxo uses his player 1 to destroy 6 like glass tubes around this area, which yeah, that will give him a token. And there's also one torch he is missing right now, I believe, for a token.
Indeed I am, and I can't exactly remember where it is. Oh, it's the one up here. Okay, that's fine. But yeah,
the the arrows aren't helping here, unfortunately.
there's just so many of them. Yeah, we have the tokens now. This Mandrake section takes a while, so we kind of take this as a large section of time loss. But then we go into this room, which is our DADA room. Our first one of the 2. This is the one where we learn Ridiculous in any percent. And we have some tokens to get here. It's quite a few, actually. I think there's 4 in this room.
That's what it would seem like, yeah. Yeah, it does get really confusing with these arrows from the character token detector, because when there's multiple things you need to do to get a single token, they don't disappear after doing one of the things, so they just keep on screen forever. And there's a bunch of arrows that are just pointing out of bounds now, and that's because Pax is currently building the entrance to a side area here that's on the same map, just a little bit further away. This is the gear room.
Yes.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, this is the gear room. There are 2 sub-areas attached to this particular classroom, and then none attached to the other Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. I've no idea why they didn't split them 50-50, but it makes it a little bit easier, I guess, on routing for us, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I guess so. A lot of these multiple task tokens here. 7 of these lanterns, 3 of the banners up top. Very, very simple stuff, but there's all of it. And this is a really weird one. Basically, you enter through the door, and you can't even go back. It's not possible to exit this room. You need to make your way all the way to the bottom level to exit it through the door you came from. I'm not sure how that works. I guess magic. But yeah, you need to shoot down these 4 pixies to even get past those obstacles, and that also gives you a token. So it's basically a free one. And there's one at the end of this whole area, but there's also somebody in the way, just blocking.
I don't know what the lore for this room is, but for some reason the Slytherin prefects, or whatever they are, just hate to see you progress through this room. So they're blocking you from making progress until you clear these pixies. This is the one room we actually full clear, because we actually need to spawn the gold brick to be able to escape here. So I will do that right now. I think you need to not only spawn, but also collect the gold brick. which was an interesting design choice. There are other sections, which we'll see later, where you also need to spawn a gold brick to be able to leave the room, but not necessarily collect it as well.
Mm-hmm. That is interesting. I guess they maybe just wanted you to full clear this room and never come back to it again.
Mm.
It is a weird one.
Okay, so now we're taking a quick trip to potions, and do you want to explain Leviosa lifting quickly?
Oh, yes, for sure. I forgot it's a thing here. So, when Guardian Leviosa has this weird property where if you use it on a second character, it like kind of lifts them in place, and it's supposed to lift you in place. But it wasn't. What it does in reality is it lifts you to the 0, 0, coordinates, or basically the 0 point on the y-axis. And it just so happens that it's a little bit higher in this room than the floor, so you can just lift the character all the way to that character token without needing to do any of the puzzles, and they are quite annoying. We used to have some other ways to skip getting through the intentional puzzles, but they were all pretty difficult, and that one's just you do one thing and you get up there. This classroom, the Reducto classroom, I'm not exactly sure what the objective here is. It just looks like the lamps and something with the Reducto here.
It's the spider webs as well.
Ah, okay.
Even though you have all these silver pieces in front of you, those are only for what's it called? They're only for the gold brick that you get in that room, so we don't need to deal with them.
I see. And once again, Paxo does need to use the Polyjuice Potion here to just get a different character. Not sure. Oh, I guess Grip Hook, because there's one in the Divination.
Yes.
That he needs to use.
But before that, we need to take a quick break and go broomstick flying with Lucius. Because there's one character token that spawns through flying through all of these rings, which we need to get. And the flying mechanics are not great in this section because the rings go incredibly close to a wall which auto turns you around. But the good thing is with these rings is that they're all at the same height, which is better than can be said for some of the later ones.
Yeah, definitely.
We collect this and then make our way into Divination. Two very simple tokens here, one which requires Lucius and one which requires Grip Hook. I'm going to wait a little bit before collecting the token with Lucius. Hopefully that means the vault will be quicker to access. Yes, it is good. And
that's
then
another area cleared, pretty much.
Yep. We now make our way back to the grounds, and again, we're going to take a little bit of an alternative route here because we want to change our characters actually. So we're going to use this Polyjuice Potion to get back Hermione, and then this Polyjuice Potion to get back Harry. Oh, don't know what happened there. That's interesting. I could polyjuice both there. Haven't seen that before. Normally you can only polyjuice one at a time. But
I do want to say real quick, that this run is kind of nearing its finish line in a bit. So if you would like to see the all bonus levels ice ring incentive at the end, there's still a bit more money that needs to be donated to charity for that incentive to be met. So if you want to see that, make sure to donate. Basically, it's all going to an amazing cause. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
yeah, absolutely. We will probably be going under estimate on this run, probably by about 10 minutes or so, barring any crashes or anything. So haven't got that much time to get those donations in if you do want to see all bonus levels ice rink %.
Yeah, definitely. Small skip here. You can Lumos jump off of that platform there to just get up to the second floor. And this is another one of those time turner sections. Basically, he completed the clock room, and then he used the time turner to get into the second state of this room, which just has 2 more tokens. And that's this area done. Now I believe we're gonna head towards the greenhouse. Is that
We'll
correct?
be going to the Owlery first, but before that, we've got a
Ah,
lot of
okay.
1p2c to do in this section.
Yeah, kind of a similar idea as with the classroom hall here. There's a couple of these glass tubes that you need to use a mandrake to destroy, and once you do that, it gives you a token. Also, using the plunger in the middle to clean up the mess from the floor also spawns a token. Should be collecting right now. This kind of like entire area basically is very bottlenecked by this mandrake because, as you may have seen, as you might see right now, when carrying the mandrake, you're just incredibly slow, uh, which is the design choice of all time. I guess it makes sense, but it's just not ideal for us. Does have the time to switch Ron back to Fang though, which is useful.
I'm stuck on something. There we go. But yeah, one of the reasons we can switch to Fang is Fang can also push the Mandrake Carrier a little bit further, which saves a tiny, tiny bit of time, but can still be worth it. And then
Sure.
we're going to head to the Owlery, and another pretty intense token getting session here. Because each of these plinths has a candle which needs to be shot to be lit. Not that you can really see any effect on them because there is walls in the way, but you do need to shoot all 10 of these to be able to spawn a token. Should be the last one. There we go. And
Yeah,
then
then
we
you have
also...
the 2 tokens chilling in the air here. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say we also have to build something to hit these tokens. We can use dark magic on the right hand side one to be able to spawn it, and then use some cheeky Lumos jumping to get the one on the left.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
And now going to the Owlery, another room which is specifically for post game. There is no story objective that needs you to go here, even though this one actually does appear in the movie for like 2 minutes. And there's actually a lot of stuff in this room. There's a student there that Paxo just gets.
I didn't mean to get that one.
Is it? Yeah.
What I meant to do.
Token there.
Yep.
There's a second floor also to this room. Need to get that platform and you can get on it to get to the second floor. And there's also a time turner in this room, and both the top and the bottom floor have the time turner state, so even more tokens to be collected in this very niche area.
Yeah, this between the 4 separate rooms, I guess, the 2 in normal state and the 2 in secondary state, there's 1 token in each. So a lot of tokens that need to be got. But yeah, we make our way through it. We're halfway through, and then we just need to wait for the save to finish before we can pop down and enter the next room. If we do that too soon, then we actually end up hard-locking ourselves, basically, where we've already passed through the transition, and we just can't continue any further. It's very bad if that happens. So I played it better safe than sorry. In this section, we got to build another plunger while also spawning the way up to the next room. As you can see, the way up to the next room is now ready as we speak, but it's quicker to do the bottom stuff first before then going up and doing the stuff higher up.
Yeah. And yeah, once again, there's an arrow just pointing up. That's because the upper section is just also in the same map, so it seems like it's pointing out of bounds, but it's just pointing right here. And I guess also a fun fact while this is happening here, there is a transition where if you just like the intention I think behind it is if you fell off the ledge you would just go straight down, but they have scrapped that idea I guess halfway through making this room and then just put a kill plane over it. But yeah, so like if you jump over the ledge, but if you ignored the kill plane you would just go straight down. But they did place the kill plane there for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the weird things you find out when you really mess with this game.
Okay, so now we're going to head to the greenhouses to try and clear that section off. We're going to come back to broomstick flying as well, which is just here, but if we go into broomstick flying first, then it actually resets our characters back to Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And it's slightly better to have Fang before that, just for a bit of faster movement. So we decide to keep Fang. That is not what I wanted to do. Not made that mistake before. You have to be careful to make sure you're out of the activation range for the Mandrake, but also in the range for the Reducto lock. So this room is another Mandrake room, which means we need to get ourselves a pair of earmuffs. We can do a simple Lumos jump to make it up to here. And with player 1, with Lucius at the moment, basically all I'll be doing is kind of clearing the way. And as we're clearing the way for the Mandrake, apart from Lucius getting incredibly stuck, there we go. We also get to spawn another token courtesy of this boggart right here. And that's Drummer. That's another part of the band. Oh, Fang is... Okay, let's just move Fang out of the way there. I didn't expect that AI to be just there. AI should normally path onto where player 1 is, but I guess Fang really wants to be main character.
He is kind of the main character, though.
To be fair, we use him so much in the speedruns.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to ask real quick, which is the room where you will be finishing this run? Because I don't remember.
We got Hagrid's Garden
okay.
and Hagrid's Garden Time Turner.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But yeah, we will be going into the Quidditch grounds now, and again we got some multitasking to do here, which is really annoying when it involves flying characters, or broomstick flying in particular. So we'll see here with Crookshanks on the ground, I'm going to be going around and using each of these dig spots. There's 5 of them we need to get to, and in a 2-player camera the bottom 3 can do a good job of being rather hidden. So there's one around here somewhere.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Now we should have one more fruit. That one, very nice. And then one more dig spot as well with Crookshanks.
Doesn't look like quite the annoying one we do see here.
I'm gonna collect the gold brick, aren't I? Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wanted to try and avoid that one if I could. You can just, but it's not the easiest.
Is that gold brick the kind of the same thing as in Transfiguration, where it also it spawns in with the token?
Yes.
That is interesting. You don't really have a lot of like in other LEGO games at least you don't have like the same puzzle spawning into rewards, but in this game there's multiple of those. Oh, a reducto lock. Haven't seen that in a while.
Nah, they'll always be here, don't you worry. We've got another one here as well.
Oh. Who places a reducto lock on a lamp?
No idea, but it means the lamp can't work.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit counterintuitive.
Hmm. So this is the loadout I believe will be fine to use for the remainder of the run. It's a little bit quicker because Harry is the fastest character with Broomstick. So we can take Harry all the way over here. And then we've got some 1 player 2 controllers we need to set up here. Which is mostly these fireworks. These fireworks require different things to spawn each one. And then once you have fired the fireworks, you have to go and with a pumpkin fly up and grab all of them. Which sounds as strange as it is in all honesty. But we will spawn 1 token here as well.
Yeah, the flying pumpkin in this room is something the Harry Potter games, like Harry Potter games, have in common. 547 has that as well. And also good to mention that this is like the final kind of area of this run. There's these couple rooms here on the right hand side of the castle. This Quidditch grounds here. You have 2 different tokens from the flags in the middle, and then this popcorn stand, is it?
Yeah.
On the right.
No,
It also has a time turner.
Yes. This time turner section is just one thing though, which is honestly a little bit annoying because it means our 1P2C gets kind of bottlenecked, but it is very simple 1P2C. All we need to do is build this to be able to melt the corn, I guess, to then put the popcorn into the popcorn machine and spawn more popcorn. So I'm also got time to make my way to the door with Crookshanks, so we could be a little bit faster.
It's kind of the character speed differences that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Crookshanks is just a tiny bit faster.
Yeah. And then from here we only have a few rooms left. So we're going to pop down to the lake now. But before we do that, we've got to get all these character tokens that are floating in the air, courtesy of the fireworks. Should be 3 of them. Yeah. The third one's off in the distance. And there we go. Then we can enter here and go down to the lake. Again, very quick section here. But all we have to do is... well, we actually rescue a student in peril at the same time as doing what we need to do. So it's another one where they've kind of coupled 2 rewards together. But we're going to spend a bit of time chasing this mole around the area as well. Got one here. I'm going to wait until the next one before I grab the token, because the next stretch of movement is a little bit longer. Over to the corner there. And then we make our way back up, and we are going to be very much underestimate here. But yeah, we have got just Hagrid's Garden left to go, and hopefully, if we've collected everything, we will be coming up on time in just 2 or 3 minutes or so.
Yeah. Do we have a quick moment for a donation?
Go for it.
We got $10 from Shifty Wizard for Ice Rink. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
We are just, I believe, $15 short on that incentive. If anyone else would like to donate, we can see that here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, we need those donations in pretty much immediately now, because this is the second to last room.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same room, just in 2 different states. Also, this is also one of the rooms that has the time turner. Paxo just dug that up there on the right with Fang. 1 more token here, and then the time turner needs to be... There's like a whole side lesson here you need to... Or like a side quest here to cure Ron. Not part of the story, but basically. But it's just for, like, for post-game. But it doesn't need to do that in this category, as he can just use the time turner here. And yeah, get the last 2 tokens here.
If we 1 here and 1 here. Grab this one.
That will be the end.
And this should be, hopefully, once I pause to confirm we've got 166, this should be time. There we go, that's time.
That is time.
Wow.
Is that the new world record for this category?
That is a record for this category by about 7.5 minutes, yeah.
Ah, yes. Amazing. No crashes. Your first run without crashes on this category?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it's
That is very nice to see.
very rare, because you're crossing basically over in the overworld, you're crossing over different like splines and loading areas so often. It's quite rare to not have a crash at all, so... I want to say we got away with that. We got some good marathon luck here, which is always nice to see. But yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I guess, do you want to do shoutouts and stuff, Seed?
Oh, of course, yeah. First of all, shoutouts to all of the organizers of the event so far. Obviously, we still have quite a few more runs here today to go. But shoutouts to Paxo for doing this run here, submitting this category that didn't exist until a week ago. But it's really amazing. It's a really amazing category just to showcase this game, because you just do so many things in this short little run. It's quite amazing to see. Shoutouts to all of the runners and glitch hunters of this game that made all the tech here possible. And shoutouts to all of you guys for donating and watching the marathon so far, I guess. So already I have to say here.
Yeah, no,
So I
absolutely.
could put in.
Sorry,
We
yeah.
actually we just received a $15 anonymous donation here, which I believe would cover the remainder on the all bonus levels incentive.
That certainly does. Okay, just in the nick of
What
time.
a clutch.
Absolutely clutch dono, let's go. Yeah, I will get my file ready for that then.
So, I guess we're not quite done yet. Because of that, Paxo will be doing the 10 bonus levels in this game with the Ice Rink extra, which is an extra that's supposed to... It just makes the floors, every single floor, act like ice, basically, because the ice physics. It's really annoying, and it's quite fun for challenge runs. Yeah, you can kind of see how, like, you just struggle turning, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a whole experience here. You will see.
Yeah, the big thing for this is just
How
how
this
much
goes.
momentum you have for this. It immediately yeah, spins around and such. So a lot to be ready for, prepared for with it. But yeah, I don't know if we can get the timer reset before going for this, if that's possible. and then we will go into it. But yeah, should probably explain what these are first off. These are the bonus levels in this game. So, like a lot of games have the 1 million stud levels and such. This game has that, but it also has these kind of bonus builder levels as well, which we get to do. So yeah, a good bit of fun. Okay, looks like the timer's reset, so yeah, let's get going with this. Time will start when I confirm playing bonus level. So we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So this very first room, we don't actually see the ice rink that much because we have a cool bit of tech we can do here with this bus and scabbers from Ron. Basically, we can put scabbers down and just about jump on the kind of front grille of the bus and then use that to be able to jump between the gate and be able to grab this gold brick. Which is very, very cool way to start a run, and it's nice to, you know, test that my parking is still working okay. And then we go on to level 2, which is where we start Lumos jumping a lot. So Lumos jumping is where you are... you switch to Lumos, activate it, and then switch off of the spell, and you have a very short period of time where you can jump twice. And we can use that to kind of platform across here, and just about have enough momentum, even with Ice Rink, to be able to make it up to the top here.
Yeah, thing to say about these bonus levels, they are very terribly designed, like like from level design perspective. And yeah, just having the ability to double jump basically breaks everything in those levels. With some exceptions, we will see a couple of pet warps in some of these. I'm not exactly sure which ones. I'm not familiar with which one is which, but yeah, here you just skip like half of the level just because you can Lumos jump over that first gate and through these platforms. Just like that. Already 3 levels down.
Yeah, this is one of the first levels where we see that pet warping, as long as player 2 will drop in. There we go. So, activate the pet and use Wingardium Leviosa at the same time, and then we can fall down like so, and Crookshanks is off sliding on an adventure once we collect the gold brick as well. It's a nice little side effect for this category.
Yeah, with a category, like, yeah, because all bonus levels is pretty simple, Ice Ring wasn't gonna impact Paxo too much because he has so much practice with this, but you can see the effects of it very, very clear. Like right here, just kind of slows you down and then it speeds you up. A bit useful right there, but it does get annoying very quickly.
Yeah, it's a lot harder in some of the later sections where you're just sliding around a decent chunk. This level is the simplest level in this category, as long as this Lumos jump will work. Yep, there we go. But yeah, they kind of conveniently made all of the walls exactly 2 jumps high. So a normal player will never be able to jump on top of these walls, but we can jump on them absolutely perfectly, and they work really well for us. There's a very risky strat in this level, which I will try and go for, where I try and lure the Dementor onto the other button while pressing one button at the same time. The issue with this is I believe the Dementor also has Ice Rink physics. Ah, so I just missed it. Unfortunately,
unfortunate.
the ice collision is very strange as a result. But we can do that. Make it onto here. Harry's sliding around all over the place. And then... I don't know how that didn't collect the gold brick, I'll be honest. There we go.
There we go.
So yeah, we've only got 3 levels left now, but this next level is going to be the biggest level, or the hardest level in this category as well. It's the one in normal all bonus levels attempts that you'd reset the most. But we will see it here, hopefully. So the first thing I'm going to do is jump on this tree. And hopefully, anyway. Before this Dementor gets near us. Okay, well, that's fun. I'll just kill the Dementor then, because that Dementor's just gonna camp run. There we go. That was some physics right there. Okay, there we go. Shame I then messed up the Lumos jump, but we jump.
Yeah, this is where Ice Ring really comes into play, as Paxo needs to basically do a jump around that whole corner, and Ice Ring really doesn't want him to get on the tree in the first place.
Okay,
It
well,
might just be a good idea to...
there is a
Oh,
backup.
yeah, you
We
can just do that.
just use the apparition. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. I tried to reactivate Lumos there and just accidentally reactivated the Flue Powder.
Well, you know, you can just get up like that.
Right, and then can build this bridge, and I'll be going for a very difficult trick here known as Nice Fighter Jump. Once these bricks eventually click into place. Okay, that'll do. But what I've got to do is kind of line myself up with this tree in the far distance and get a series of edge jumps off of these platforms to try and land on the trees. So we'll see if I can make that. Just a little bit too short.
Yeah, these platforms don't even give a respawn, which is the annoying part, so he does need to like retry the entire thing if he misses, but that is good, wow.
Second
There we
try,
go,
I will
second
take
try.
that. That is not a
Really,
large
really
bit of
hard
collision
trick.
you have to deal with there.
We just have 2 more levels left here, but basically one.
Yeah,
One of them is kind of a joke.
this next level is the quickest level, I think, in this category. Which is another pet warp, which puts you directly to the left of the gold brick, and then you just jump and grab it. Very simple level there. And then we have one final level, which we can abuse broomstick physics a decent amount. So basically, the way the broomsticks work is you press A to gain height on them. However, you can gain more height than the game intends you, depending on your timing for when you press A. So what I'm going to do is, as I jump on the broomstick, once I get past this wall, as I jump on the broomstick, I'm going to be holding A and then release it once I get to my peak height, and I'm higher than I should be. Which means we can then use this torch to boost us up and get more height. And then we can grab the gold brick like so, and that was time. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Yeah, no, that's all of the bonus levels with Ice Rink, because the incentive was met. So that's amazing that that happened in the last minute it possibly could have. So, yeah, really cool showcase there at the end. I just want to say this category. I believe the world record for all of these levels is under 3 minutes, all of them combined, and it's just really, really crazily optimized. And seeing with Ice Rink is also insanely cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shout out to Zerathix, who's still the record holder after about 3 years with I think it's a 246 or 245 something. It's an absolutely insane time. Not going to get beaten for a while. But yeah, thank you very much for having us showcase these kind of more unique categories from this game at LEGOthon 2025. And yeah, good luck with the rest of the marathon.
Yeah, thank you so much for that showcase. Those were really fun runs to watch. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We will be back here after a short break with LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens free play from CaptainPaxo, featuring one of the game's developers on commentary, actually. So that should be a really cool run to watch. So absolutely don't go anywhere. We will be right back.